Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So, we're going to talk about, I don't know that it's necessarily a new topic, but I always love to share shifts in perspective. I think it's very important, especially if you are looking to change your life. You've got to be open to a shift in perspective. So what does that mean? Well, a shift in perspective is not how you would normally see things, right? It's a different way of seeing something. And I shared this on a couple of episodes already, just a little bit about it. I have begun to dive into real estate investing. And I did a workshop a couple weeks ago, and I made sure I went into it very open-minded because I know that there was something that I could learn from it. I ended up learning a great deal of things, which just really busted open a whole nother can of worms in terms of ideas and all these other things. And so I was just reflecting on it this morning because I've been listening to some other YouTubes. I've been listening to some different audiobooks, just really trying to gain a different perspective in terms of wealth creation and the way money works. And it has been uncomfortable. I'm just going to say it. But one thing that came through this morning when I was reflecting and just kind of journaling and getting myself ready for the day was that you cannot shrink your way to wealth. And it was an interesting thought, and I think I saw it on an Instagram reel. I've started following Garrett Gunderson on Instagram. He talks a lot about wealth creation, and I love the way that he speaks about it. And so I've been following some of his stuff. I actually just ordered one of his books, something about the Rockefellers. I don't know. When I get the title, I'll share it in my Instagram stories, but just really interesting. And I was thinking about this morning because I'm in a lot of different groups with moms and with a lot of other people on Facebook, and I've seen a lot of not necessarily complaining, and I don't want to take away from the fact that there are people who are struggling economically right now. But I saw this post the other day, and it was this mom who had shared a picture of her grocery shopping cart. And she was sharing about the different prices of everything and how the prices had increased on this and that, and how she had, $100 and, it didn't go nearly as far as it has in the past, kind of thing. And I really felt for her because I know what it's like to be in that position. And at the same time, there are so many opportunities out there to make money that it is mind-boggling. You can legitimately make money doing anything, but the one thing that stops people from doing it is not having an open mind, not being open to something different, because we dig our heels in and we think, no, this is the way that it has to be. And the truth is, it's only the way that it is in our head. It's not the way that it has to be. And there are millions and millions and millions of opportunities to make money without working a full-time job, right? Like, one of the things that I started last year, just in terms of shifting things, I wanted to create the belief that I could receive money every day. And so I paid $100 to do an Amazon review course. And I got approved to do Amazon review videos. And I spent a couple of months doing Amazon review videos that never get shared to social media. And I still every month collect anywhere between $50 and $500 for these videos that I spent a couple of months doing. And that was over a year ago. And that is one way that you could bring in money, right? I was listening to a real estate seminar last night, and it was astounding to me the way that he listed, I think probably at the end of the video, he had 30 different ways that you could make money in real estate. And they were like stupid easy ways that you could do it. And it was just a matter of being open to the opportunity of doing it. And then there's the whole saying, like, you have to spend money to make money. Not always the case. Not always the case. I'm finding very quickly that it's a matter of having conversations with people and connecting the right people, networking, kind of being the middleman, right? Like, it doesn't take money to be the middleman. It just takes connecting people to do that. And so while I really did feel for this mom and her grocery shopping cart. But at the same time, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink, right? People will not be open to other avenues, other opportunities, unless they are okay with being wrong. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't like to be wrong. I actually love to prove myself wrong. I've talked about this before with all my little mini experiments. Because I'll have an idea as to how an experiment will play out, but I keep my mind open long enough to play out the experiment, and I love when I'm wrong. Now, my kids will tell you that I can't stand to be wrong, but I just lawyer them. I could use my words appropriately so that I'm very rarely wrong when it comes to speaking with my children. My 18-year-old will tell you that for sure. However, when it comes to my own beliefs and the way that I currently hold, my current perspective, I am open to it being wrong. In fact, I love when it's wrong. I love to see a different perspective because it's something that can then just lead down another rabbit hole into something else, right? And so I was having this conversation with my son recently, in terms of, are you willing to be wrong? Because we can get stuck in our ways, and if we're not willing to be wrong, then we just continue to perpetuate the thing that we currently believe. And if your current belief system has put you where it is, which, oh, by the way, it has, right? Your current belief system got you here. So if you don't want to keep repeating here, you've got to change your belief system, which means a shift in perspective. And it doesn't have to be this crazy, mind-blowing thing, right? It can be this tiniest little thing where you're like, oh, huh, that's interesting, right? Like, I'm going to give you a very personal example. So, beginning of the year, I decided that I was going to start doing push-ups every week. I don't know why. I just thought, I want to be able to do push-ups, right? And so each week, I did one additional push-up, right? So the first full week of January, I was doing one push-up each day. And you're like, okay, Steph, that one push-up, like anybody can do one push-up. You're right. Then week 2, 2 push-ups. Then week 3, 3 push-ups, and so on and so forth, right? Believe it or not, we are in the 41st. Actually, when this goes live, it will be the 42nd week of the year, right? I did 41 push-ups this morning. That was a really cool thing because I remember back in March getting to 8 push-ups a day and being like, oh my God, 8 push-ups was a lot. I don't think I can do more than 8 push-ups. And then when I got to 20 push-ups, I was like, holy crap, 20 push-ups is a lot. I don't know that I can get to 30 push-ups. And 30 push-ups felt like a lot. And then last week when I was doing 40 push-ups a day, I was like, holy crap, Steph, you're doing 40 push-ups a day. How freaking cool is that? Right? And it all started with one push-up. One push-up. My arms look really good. If you can see this in the video, right? Like I don't have any flabby arms, right? I did just take it, right? But my arms look really good, right? I am so proud of myself for being able to do 41 push-ups this morning. Because quite frankly, back in even June, I didn't think I was going to make it this far. But I was willing to be wrong. And so 41 push-ups came out of it. And so it's like, okay, you're willing to be wrong in this, right? How can we parlay this into other areas of your life? Where else could you be willing to be wrong and begin to shift and make some crazy changes, right? And part of this is with the money mindset that I'm working on right now, and investing in real estate, right? Like, I'm willing to have my money beliefs shaken to the core so that I can be expanded and open up to other opportunities, right? Because clearly there is a way that things work that I don't know yet, because it works for other people. It's not that it can't work for me, it's simply that I haven't tapped into it yet. And so my willingness to be wrong allows me to continue to grow and expand. So I say all of this because I really want to challenge you to begin to see the opportunities around you. There are so many opportunities, and I was talking to a girlfriend the other day, and she was like, well, she's like, a friend down the street did the Dave Ramsey plan, and that really worked for them, and they travel and they do all this other stuff. And I said, yeah, that's really cool. I said, would that plan really work for you? And she was like, no, I don't love it. And I said, okay, then don't do that plan. But there's another plan out there that could work for you that you would love. And it's about being open to the way that it works for you. Right? Because what I'm finding is, hey, here's how somebody does this thing, and here's how somebody does this thing, and here's how somebody does this thing, and here's how I like to actually put it all together. And you can grab all these other things that people are doing and make it your own, which, oh, by the way, is really what this life is all about. And as you make it your own, you can share it with other people, and then other people can take what they like and make it their own, right? But the problem that we run into is when we try to take exactly what somebody else is doing and plaster it onto us, right? And I've shared about this before. I love this analogy. I will forever love it, right? It's like that perfect pair of jeans. You watch somebody walk down the road, right? Or at the mall, wherever you are, right? And they have got those perfect pair of jeans that just fit them, and they feel it, right? They're like, yeah, these jeans, I love these jeans. I saved these jeans just for today because I wanted to feel fabulous in these jeans, right? That is part of how you do life, right? Like, I used it initially as an analogy for marketing, right? You can go up to that person and be like, oh, where'd you get those jeans? And they'll be like, oh, well, I got them at, Old Navy or whatever, right? Then you go to Old Navy, you find those jeans, and they don't fit you right. But you're like, oh, but those jeans over there, they fit. I like those. Let me try those on. And so you try on all these different pairs of jeans until you find the one that works for you. And they may not work for your best friend. They may not work for your colleague, right? But there are millions of different pairs of jeans. This is the same with your money mindset, your strategy, or whatever, right? Like, it's okay to have to try on different pants to find the ones that you really love. And then when you find them, you're like, I want to buy 900 pairs of those pants, right? Like, when I find a pair of jeans that I love, I will buy it in two or three different pairs of jeans because I love them. I just multiply it, right? Okay. So this probably went off on a rabbit trail, but I enjoyed it. Some part of it landed for you. All in all, what I really want to encourage you to do is that if you feel like you're stuck or life doesn't feel like you want it to, start to allow yourself to be wrong. Begin to open yourself up to another perspective and just see what comes through. And I'd love to hear, if you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Instagram, Stephanie Snyder, Ph.D., or you can head over to my website, stephaniesnyderphd.com. I would love to hear what kind of shifts and perspectives you're going through. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you need help shifting some perspectives, this is my activation session. My one-on-one activation session is a great place to start to shift those perspectives, where just gaining a new perspective can really change your whole life. So if that's something that you're interested in, reach out to me about my activation sessions. I love those. Those are so fun. And I look forward to connecting with you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.